What is up, dudes? Welcome to tonight's episode. It's another banger. There's a knock at your door. Two kids, heads down. They look normal until they look up. Their eyes are pitch black. And they ask, "Can we come in?" I would say no, but whatever. Let's get into it. It's about what is it? It's the Legend of the Black-Eyed Kids. Let's go. To the Paranormal Dudes podcast, episode 52. 52. See, I remembered. And I didn't butcher the name this time around. We are back. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys liked the last episode about telepathy. See, I got it right. I didn't say the wrong way.
Telepathy.
I'm sure a lot of people were upset about that. They were telepathy.
What? No.
You know what's funny? No one, I'm sure some people noticed. It makes me laugh. If you go back at my intro of that episode, I do a voiceover of me correcting myself because I said telepathy, and it looked like a horribly dubbed TV show. It was great. It's like some meta stuff. If you want to go back and look, you can. Last episode, it's pretty funny. Well, we're here tonight, Ed. Before we jump into tonight's topic, which that's why all of our listeners and viewers, we see all analytics. We see you guys, Apple Podcasts. We see you guys. There's a lot of people on there. Once again, we're going to shout out to two people that are big fans of the show, Kylie and Casey. What's up, guys? We will also want to announce before we move forward, we just launched paranormaldudes.com. Super fucking excited about that. The site is live now. You could go there. We have a lot of cool things to look at. The little bios of all four of us to kind of gauge, who we are and outside of Paranormal Dudes. It's pretty cool. A lot of interactive stuff on there. We're also working on merch currently. The merch will be launched and hopefully mid-July, whenever it is that we're ready. But we will let you know when the merch is up, and we have a lot of cool designs. And the t-shirts look great, and the other accessories. Jessie said that she wants a thong with the Paranormal Dudes
with rhinestones,
the dude glyph, with rhinestones. With that being said, just all the housekeeping out of the way. Anybody experience anything since the last time we spoke? Anyone?
So I have something. It wasn't me though, but it was a story of somebody that came over, and this potentially, like I told you guys, may be someone that we can bring on the show in the future episodes. But just in that little time, I'll just say this quick story. So it involves mirrors. She stayed over at a friend's house. And she told her friend, "Hey, can you turn that mirror around or put it in the closet?" And she's like, "No, like, relax, bro. Like, what are you worried about?" She's like, "No, like, it just gives me bad vibes, right?" So they were going to sleep, and at night she flipped the mirror actually before her friend fell asleep. Then she flipped it, and while she was trying to fall asleep, she heard from the mirror saying, "Flip me, flip me, flip me." Like multiple times, till finally, like, she couldn't take it. She told her friend, "Hey, can we put this like outside?" And she's like, "Yeah, like, do whatever you want." She put it outside, and she was able to sleep.
Is she sure that it wasn't an incubus trying to seduce her? Flip me over, flip me. Are you sure?
I don't know, but she says she heard it from the mirror.
That's
So
And nobody
crazy.
was playing a trick on her?
no, it was just them two. The mom and the husband were in another room, and that's it.
That's so weird.
So,
Wow.
but
Oh
if
my
we
gosh.
get her on the show, she has a lot of personal
I can't
stories.
can't wait.
She
Does this
talks
person
to
have a name, or you want to keep it under wraps until she's on?
no, I mean her name is Leslie. She's a very close family friend of mine, and
Okay.
she is related to. I think we've had conversations of a certain individual about certain things that happened. So she's. I know Jesse, you've talked about being able to talk to people in your dreams that have
Mhm.
passed away. She can do that on
Mhm.
command. Like so, yeah, it's super crazy. But she shared that with me 2 days ago, and I was just
Well,
tripping out.
I'm excited to have her on the show. That's gonna be awesome. Thanks for sharing, Oscar.
Yeah,
Jesse,
absolutely.
nothing's happened to you, and because so something has to have happened to you, just because you're in. Just so everybody's aware, Jesse's in the middle of moving, and you don't like know anything happening with the lady that lives that's dwelling in that house. Is she upset, or is anything
Um,
going on at all?
in my house, yes.
Yeah.
She gets like when I'm here, she annoys me. Like right now, um, she just like she doesn't want me leaving, but I have to just talk to her. Like I'm fine when I leave, but then whenever I come back here, it's the same thing. My neighbor, I met her when I got to the house.
The new neighbor. The new neighbor.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
So I'm getting like Amityville horror vibes from their family. So I'm
Oh.
excited to like meet the
But like
husband.
Amityville horror, like right, like Oscar already knows I'm gonna say something stupid, like Ryan Gosling. That like not
No,
Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds. That
no.
like that. Okay, it's not cool then. It's
I mean, if he looked
whatever.
like Ryan Reynolds, I would just immediately go over there and introduce myself, but he looks like the 1980s version or whatever. So yeah, I'm
Okay,
excited
and
to explore that house.
that's crazy. Okay, well, I mean, thanks for the update, Bud. Do you anything crazy happening to you? Happened aside from the cowboy, obviously. No.
Still having mic issues here. Not really. I've been kind of bedridden for the past few days due to my procedure I had done, but
Yeah, for sure.
nothing's come up.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. We are at the time of the show where Jesse is going to take the floor into this
I love
mystical
you.
black eye. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Devil. Hmm.
You know what's crazy is that our listeners that aren't watching this, they're just listening. They're going to be like, "Why did she say that to Sergio?
They're gonna be like, why are they
Why?"
such freaks?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So crazy. I actually experienced the podcast, like just the podcast, not the actual video.
Yeah.
I usually
Oh,
always watch the videos, and I was in my car, and I'm like, I know what's happening because I was there,
yes.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, there's so much that you're missing out if you're listening to this like on Spotify or Apple Music. Like, you gotta jump on the YouTube, like, and see
Yeah.
what we're
You
talking
have
about.
to. You have to.
But
Or on Spotify, because on Spotify it has video, but if you're missing like a whole nother element of the show if you're only listening. There's a lot of wacky and kooky shit that happens. But anyway, Jesse, you have the floor. Take it away. To be honest, I didn't even know this, was a thing until we were talking about it.
mhm.
The
Me
Black Eyed Kids, and it's
neither.
apparently it's banging on TikTok because I saw it everywhere on TikTok. Um, but take it away, Jess.
So I didn't know it was a thing either. So as I lo and behold, as I was researching, There's a lot of crazy stories about it.
Hmm.
About how what they are, conspiracies about where they come from, and just stories that happened to
Okay.
people. So I guess like the first like or like original story where it first started was this vato Brian Bethel in 1996 in
This
Abilene,
vato.
Texas. I call him a vato because he had to have been a vato if he was working late. Okay,
Horse. Yep.
so he was working late. It was super cold. He sat in his truck to drink his cup of coffee. We don't know what else he was doing. That's all it says. And all of a
Doing
sudden,
some good stuff in there,
he
I'm
was trying to
sure.
get warm. Okay. And all of a sudden, he heard like a knock on his window. And it's like early in the morning. So he turns around, like, what the heck? Who's knocking on my window? And it's two creepy ass kids, like between the age,
Hmm.
well, it was two of them. So one was like the age, like around 6 years old, and then was about 16. And
Okay.
they were like super white with like blacked out eyeballs, like no iris, nothing, like just completely black. Um, and they were like, "Can we have a ride?" And he was like, "Hell no. Like you cannot have a ride." And
Right.
apparently with all these stories that they're saying, they get like if they always ask like they always want to request, like they request something. Can I come in? Um can I use your phone? Can I whatever it is, right? It's always a request to come in. So he just thought it was weird that there was these two creepy kids and he just took off. He was like, "No." So later on that day, when he was with his other coworkers, he told his coworkers a story. And later that night, his coworker got a knock on the door, and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. And when he opened the door, it was the same kids.
The same
So
exact ones.
the same exact kids. He described them the same,
Okay.
like 6 years old, six when it was 16. They had blonde hair,
Right.
all kind of white, monotone voices with blacked out eyes. Except the weird part on this one is when he answered the door, they said, "Can we come in?" And he was like, "No." And they said, "We really want to play with John and Sarah." And John and Sarah are that man's kids.
Oh no.
Heck
So he
no.
Ham.
was like, "How do you
Uh-uh.
know my kids' names?" And that he said that they just like were kept insisting, "Can we come in?" And like as they were asking it, what they were getting more aggressive, and he just like shut the door. There
Here's a
was
fucking candies. Get out of here.
like why I don't know if I saw anything. I don't even answer the door when kids come to my house and I see them in the ring selling chocolates. Like I don't even let.
I don't answer the fucking door for Amazon. I don't open it for
Yeah,
anybody. No one.
like I don't care if they say, "Oh, these little kids, like they're vulnerable." No, especially if they're kids. I'm like, no, that's freaky as hell. Well, this
True.
one couple in Virginia did let them in their house. So it was a similar story. It was they were like cabin in the woods type of thing.
Let me
And
fix you
they
some sandwiches. That's
it smelled like the lady was baking warm apple pie. And all of a sudden there was a knock at the door.
right.
And they opened the door and it was these two kids. And they said, "Can we come in?" And she was like, "I don't know if I should."
Oh
But
no.
she's like, "Our parents will be here shortly." And so she was like, "Okay, come in." So they came in and they were kind of being weird. Like the husband was trying to kind of get questions out of them to see where they were coming from, where their parents
Uh-huh.
were. And it wasn't until one of them asked if they could use a restroom that when he turned to look at the wife, she saw his eyes were completely black,
Black.
like
Like
black.
just so when people are describing them or what have you, it's pitch black. Like you're looking into the abyss. There's
Yes,
nothing there, right?
there's nothing
Okay.
there. They're like really thin, really white. They speak very monotone, like and just always requesting something.
Right.
So he, for whatever reason, requested to go to the bathroom because apparently ghosts and entities or whatever now are going to the bathroom. And so they noticed, right, that her eyes were all black. So she looked at her husband and she was like, what the F? And the husband was like, oh my God. So just that there, the other kid was like, oh, our parents are here. Our parents are here. So they turned around, and they opened the door to see who the parents were. And the wife was kind of waving at them. And they said it was like tall, white, lanky features. Kind of, I don't know from what they described, the only thing I could think of was like Slender Man type of
Yeah,
thing.
I was about to say like Slender Man kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So all of a sudden all the electricity went out
Uh-huh.
and the kids just disappeared. And when the electricity came back, the husband was bleeding like profusely. Like his nose was bleeding. So the wife was
Right.
like, what the heck? So ever since then, the husband was diagnosed with some rare cancer of the skin or the blood or something. And then, like a few months later, the wife began to get nosebleeds and stuff like that. And then she ended up with like a rare disease. And this is like very similar patterns to what people that have experienced either seeing them, people on TikTok have supposedly been stalked by them, and they all report health declining, profuse
Yeah.
bleeding, especially from the nose. I don't know why.
Cocaine black-eyed kids.
I mean, I don't know. What would you do if you? What would you do, Oscar? If you right now where you are and you hear a knock and you turn around in the window and there's two freaking kids.
Um, well,
Hey,
I'm on the
here's some
second.
frozen Capri Sun.
Yeah, here's some
He's
frozen
like, I'm
Capri
not
Suns. Go ahead,
frozen.
take them. No, honestly, like if I were to see that at my door, like I mean, I would just watch them on the video because I have a ring. So I'm like, let me just scope it out. If they don't leave, like I don't know, dude, I'll get aggressive. Like and just tell them, like, dude, like get the hell out of here, like.
Yeah.
And if they keep insisting, like I'm for sure not opening the door now that I know this. So yeah, mm-mm.
You get home
Sorry,
and like
but
you're
So
having dinner. There's like kids, black guys having dinner at the table.
my wife would my honestly Liz would be the one to be like, well, they were outside, they looked hungry or something. Like, bro, she
poor
one time
kids.
almost like this is a whole another topic, but she almost fell for like some like job scam thing, and I'm like, this is a fake check, dude. Like, it's so fake. Like, so I don't blame her if those kids end up here one day, which they won't, but if they do,
Hey, you never know. Just be careful.
yeah. Kiara will
But
bite
were
them.
you gonna say something, bud?
Just picturing those kids rolling a tortilla up at the table, waiting for Oscar to show up.
Hey, they turn on Appa. Ya
Oh yeah,
llegaste. Imagine.
damn.
So it's really weird. Like,
So okay, this is where they originated from. Is it Abilene, Texas? Is that what it is?
yes,
Right. Okay. And have I don't know if you're gonna get into this a little later, but my mind is like racing with thousands of questions and like idiocies. But uh, like, does anybody know what entity they are? Are they uh, demons? Are they just mischievous ghosts? What is it?
everybody has different theories. People say because okay, so that story originated in Texas, but they started coming up like in a lot of places in the UK also, and it's
Oh
mostly the
shit.
same,
Okay.
like
They're
gas
international. Okay.
stations, remote areas, um, parked cars, or like in the woods. And then people have experienced like nausea, confusion, like weird things, right? So, I
Right.
mean, from the research that I had that I'd been doing, it's all over. And like everybody has experienced this, and it's all been in those type of remote settings. Some of them even say like that they were camping and they started hearing cries in the woods. And there's even like an urban legend that this that came from this girl that she was talking about her grandma in Mexico that had experienced these kids. And they say like if
Oh
you hear
wow.
crying in the woods, like you're not supposed to answer it because it's the kids de los ojos negros, right? It's the kids with the black eyes.
Right. With the black eyes.
So
So I think I've
it's
solved the
just
case. We can end the episode now because I've solved it. Okay. Hope you guys are ready for this. There's a bitch out in Mexico. Okay. Has been looking for her kids for
hey,
years. Are these
maybe.
her kids? Are these her kids? See, I'm onto something.
Why I would, you know what? That it's possible. I mean, I don't know what they would be doing in the
By the way,
UK.
I'm really sorry, La Llorona. I didn't mean to call you the B word.
Felt this fucking like, oh shit, I fucked up. You know, she's in LA now, bro, so she's getting closer.
She's in
Apparently,
East
according to the
LA.
boo, she's in
She's in
LA.
East
So
LA in the septic tank.
yeah, I didn't mean that.
But
La
there's different
Llorona is
theories.
what I meant to say.
I would think so because I don't know, but people make theories that they're even vampires. I don't know how. Maybe it's because they say also that they have like a control over you, like especially when they're requesting
Oh,
things.
right.
So they say, they could be demons, they could be vampires because they're only out at night, right? Um, or there was even a book written about it called The Black Eyed
Hmm.
Children, and it was by
Oh,
David Weatherly,
Black Eyed
and it
Children.
has
Let's
real
see.
life encounters and stories and like his personal experience of in rural Pennsylvania. So I don't know.
Uh huh.
It's pretty weird.
There's
Also,
even a
It
movie
they
is.
were thinking
for that.
like
There's
extraterrestrial
a
because there's
movie.
also having to do with a lot of power outages and electricity like around them. So there's like a lot of different theories. I feel like it goes from one extreme to the other. Yeah, he
Is this
looks
the
like
writer? Because it looks like he had fun with them. He doesn't
he
look
looks
scared.
like
So
he looks like he could have birthed a black-eyed kid.
yeah, seriously. Yeah, there is a movie. Okay, this is crazy.
There's two of them. There's one done in 2015, which is Black Eyed Children, Let Me In. It's 2.5 out of 10 stars.
I think he was too happy here, and that's why here they told me you need to tone it down.
They
Like
told him for marketing purposes, you need to look more
for
scary.
marketing purposes, you can't be that happy. Can't be that happy. Okay, it's just this is crazy. I mean, this is obviously something new. I want to say it's new for all of us, even for
Yes,
Jessie because she did the research and we were discovering new things. Um, it kind of reminds me a little bit. No, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the lore completely, but it's reminiscent of the Children of the Corn a little
right.
bit. Um, I don't know if there's any inspiration there on either side. But regardless, it's creepy to think that there's these serial children of the, with black eyes that are
With
going
lanky
to
parents.
door to door. Right. Yeah. And they're just demanding things instead of trying to sell you chocolates or something. It's
But that's
crazy.
like their thing is like you have to give them permission. So once you give them
Right. Right.
permission, it's when you start experiencing all these things, even sleep paralysis, it's and nightmares.
Oh, so you're supposed to just be like, nah, I'm good. Oh, you know what? It's going to sound messed up of me, but I mean that our old neighbor that was there, they were troublesome. Their kid in the middle of the night, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. He was like knocking at my door. He didn't even hit the ring. And I was just watching him when he was doing this. And He looked like he was in distress, and I was like, "This, nope." I turned off the Ring app, and I don't know if he was in trouble or, but I don't open the door. Okay, I'm gonna defend myself right now because I'm sure people are watching this like Sergio's a fucking asshole. He's not gonna open the door. I don't open the door if I see my brothers at the front door. Okay, so there's that. Just so that you know, I'll look at them and I'm like, oh, they're here. I'll wait like 5 minutes and I'll go pee, and then maybe I'll open the door. So I'm not opening a door for these kids. Now, Oscar, out of curiosity, maybe he would just to see what they would offer or ask for. What if they show up to your house, Oscar, and they're like, "Can we have the doll?"
Damn.
Yeah, no.
Don't ask me twice. Here you go. See you later.
Take it. Take it. I don't want it. No, dude. You know what's crazy? So I'm looking at all these pictures of these kids with black eyes. Jesse's video kind of goes in and out.
Her eyes kind of look.
Jesse kind of looks like a kid with black eyes a little bit right now. Oh, that's kind of scary. Don't
She's getting in character, bro, for the topic.
Apparently. So, obviously, this has been around for a while. The whole story behind this, but I feel like with social media, especially TikTok, in the past this year 2025 is kind of kicked up as far as relevancy goes when it comes to these black-eyed children. Would you say it's like at its popularity right now, Jess? If it's hitting like just not so much just people in the paranormal community, but also touching portions of like pop culture side of TikTok?
Yeah, there's like like I said, it literally goes from one extreme to another. People are, like I said, being
Right.
stalked by them. There's like a psychic lady that supposedly was stalked by one, and it was just getting very aggressive with her, and she had to do like some incantation to get rid of it. There's like
Oh
normal
shit.
people
Oh
that,
wow.
I guess, not normal, but like
Normies.
non-clairvoyant people that are just have seen
Right. You're
these
talking about
crazy.
me? Just a normie? Not like
Yeah,
you,
there's nothing
clairvoyant,
normal
you and
about
Oscar?
you. I've seen like there's people that have been recording podcasts and they go outside and they hear a knock on their door. I'm just kidding.
Jesse's like, you know that little boy that's been in your house and he's like sticking his head out from like the
They ask you
the
to
stairs?
make them mac and
That's
cheese.
what it is. Can you make me mac and cheese, please? No.
Yeah, but it has to be, you have to give it permission. That's why, I don't know, I feel like because it asks you, it has to be some type of evil entity or spirit or something, because usually
Has to be.
that's what it is. Like you have to let it in, right? You have to give it permission to come into your house to
Right.
take over you. Usually when it has to do with like spirits or entities or.
And I feel like the people that would open it are probably boomers because they're like, let me help this young man out. Or,
Yes.
you know, especially because I'm no knock on boomers, but I'm going to say this. A lot of them get duped by AI videos,
Yep.
which is crazy. So just imagine that these black-eyed kids show up to their house, like the lady that made the pie, apple pie. Apple pie sounds delicious, by the way. And she invited them in because it's kind of like that older generation. I feel like now our generation and Oscars too, we're a little more careful and meticulous when it comes to those type of things, and we're a little more aware of paranormal stuff and not just like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna love everybody that comes to my door, which is messed up at the same time, but I think it's the truth. Buddy, I don't think any little kid is showing up to Buddy's house. They're just gonna be like, nope, that guy probably has a shotgun under his his wheelchair.
See,
So not gonna
I have
happen.
a lot of kids that show up at the house here all the time. Not black
What?
eyed kids. They're not black eyed kids,
Oh,
but a lot of kids show
I
up
was
and
like,
they're all neighborhood kids that come over and they want to talk to Buddy the bearded guy.
okay. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I'm glad it's not black-eyed kids.
Yeah, and they don't show up in the middle of the night. It's during daytime.
That's curious. And Jesse, you said this could also be an alien-human hybrid?
Yes, because they're saying that the way that they kind of, because whenever these instances have happened, there's been a lot of electrical outages or like storms happen. And also the way that they
Right.
kind of like have control over you. They're thinking it's some type of extraterrestrial hybrid being.
Okay. Now, you cannot, if you've been watching the show long enough, and Jesse knows me very well, you can already guess where I'm going to start leaning towards. So it's an alien-human hybrid. Who or what demon is fucking an alien to have these kids? Okay. Who's doing this? Are they coming out of Area 51? Are they what the hell is how does that even happen? An alien
So
human hybrid? Would
they're
it be
saying
like
that their eyes, that they're black like that because some type of like genetically engineered DNA that's like extraterrestrial. And
right?
because of like their speech, like monotone voice and just the way that they're kind of lanky and weird and kind of, um, and then also they, whenever they, like, however they're dressed is very like old fashioned. So because, I mean, I don't know what being old fashioned has to do with aliens. I don't know why they put that, like, oh, they have to be alien because they're old fashioned dressed. Like if aliens,
That doesn't make
they
sense.
may progress with the fashion, I don't know. So, but that's like one of the reasons why. But I don't know. I would assume that if there's like a modern alien of today, it's gonna be dressed like fashionably.
You would think so, right? It's like I got the new champion t-shirt on.
Would it be like a
So
Quaker looking alien with black eyes?
yeah, why would it be that? Like
I
that's
don't know.
so I don't think it's the whole alien theory, and I'll say why. Um I don't think aliens need permission to come into your house. They're just gonna do
Right.
it. Okay. Um so if it's something not of this world, uh 9 times out of 10, they need permission to come into your
Mhm.
household or your soul if you're gonna take it that way. So I'm on the side of it's more of a possible demon or some type of entity, a paranormal entity. I don't think it's a spirit. I don't think it's
No.
anything remotely related to a humanoid spirit. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think? That's my hypothesis of what these things are. I don't think it's an alien.
I'm curious to know if any encounters they've like, because anytime I hear like about these certain things or like we see phantoms and like I always want to know like, and I know nobody's gonna go and like touch it, right? But are they solid? Are they just like, what is it? I don't know,
Well,
holographic? Like,
nobody. I mean,
yeah,
nobody
like
Vapor.
has.
if
You
they were
just
to
can't touch them.
Well, nobody has really said they're like see through. Just that they don't have good fashion and that they have black eyes and they're white.
look at,
Of all the things they talk about,
well,
his
honestly,
shoes look like shit.
this
Let's not let him in the
generation of
house.
kids don't have good fashion at all. So yeah.
He
What would
did,
you
yeah,
say? What
actually
this
twist.
generation? What?
I said this generation of kids do not have good fashion. They all have like these baggy ass clothes and they're all gray.
Hey! Back it up, boy.
Hold on, hold on.
That's our that
Hold up,
that
hold
was
up.
our fashion growing
No,
up.
no, 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 no.
The Jenkos and shit like
No, but the
that.
way that they do it now, nah. Like it's too much, bro. Like it just doesn't look good on them. But
Yeah,
anyways,
it's very confusing. But yes, it's a little weird that I mean, it's not weird. It's pretty on brand for TikTok if they're more worried about what their fashion is than anything else. like this demon, these kids, they possessed me. I'm gonna die, but his shoes fucking suck. And
He's wearing shoes
They
from
were
1990.
they were fake Jordans. They were
they were
fake.
fake Jordans.
Those dunks. They're from 1990 or something.
Jordan's doing a somersault on his shoes instead of dunking. It doesn't make sense. It's pretty on par. So I mean, outside of the theories of this stuff, I'm sure there's no documented video of this. Is there? Like that's.
Let's look. I think there is.
I feel like
Want to say that there is.
All right, here we go.
Playing this low frequency tone in hopes that he would actually lure a black-eyed child to his door and catch the incident on camera. On the first night, his laptop camera recorded nothing. On the second night, something activated his motion-sensitive outdoor light. But again, there was nothing on camera. Night 3, nothing. Night 4, still nothing appeared. But then, very late on night 5, something shocking happened.
Oh hell no! Oh, I just got the chills.
Where?
Right there in the middle,
Someone
right here.
appears on the front porch,
Oh,
standing and staring inside
That's a little
the
kid.
house for over an hour.
Look at that. It's crazy.
Was he drinking a Slurpee? Why did he do that?
That is so creepy.
Like an hour. It's not there for over an hour.
As the strange visitor left, the investigator claims that he was awoken by the sound of movement outside and got up to check.
I just go outside for.
Hello?
Hell no. Go inside.
Why would you go outside? I hear a little kid talking.
Hello?
There was no one there, but the gate to the house had been left open. Eerily enough, the man lives in a secluded area, only accessible via a long unpaved road through the woods, so any visitor at any time would be uncommon. But he says that this visitor was absolutely terrifying.
Okay, there you go. There's a video for everybody. That freaked me out a little bit. I'm gonna close that window.
You're like, I'm gonna watch some cartoons before I go to bed.
I'm gonna throw on some Tom and Jerry, bro. Okay, hold on. I get it. He's a paranormal investigator. I get it. Okay. Why would you lure them to your house? Like, why? Content, sure. 10,000 likes.
10,000
Oscar
likes.
will do the same thing. Oscar will play that music so they will come to his house. I'm just kidding.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
It always has to be these people that are like in the middle of nowhere. Like,
you're right. It might as well have been Stephen King writing a novel about Maine. Yeah.
If I lived in the woods like that, I would have like booby traps. I'd have like bells. So if somebody passes by, I hear that shit ringing from miles away. Like I would just no.
Seriously, there's no way. I mean, you saw the face, right? It was just like you said, very monotone, Jesse. Like no emotion and
very
just
old style
scanning. Yeah, I don't know. It was unsettling to see that video, and I don't ever want to see that video ever again. Ever again.
10,000 likes and Sergio will play it again.
I will play it again on the pod.
In the dark.
In the dark. Oh my gosh. So this is I don't even know why I'm asking this. What music was he playing? I forgot.
It's like
it was
low
just
frequency.
Just like a low frequency somber music. I don't know why that would attract them. Honestly, I don't know why that would attract. Maybe because they're monotone and somber. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they operate under low frequencies.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play any lo-fi anymore.
I'm not gonna play lo-fi. Oh my gosh. Okay, so is there? I also did see, because I am obviously I looked into it a little bit too to in preparation for the show. Um, I did see that there's cultural connections for them with Celtic mythology. I saw that. Then I also saw that the Japanese entity, which is the yokai, there's connections to that too. The whole black eyes thing. Yokai, if you're not familiar, it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same entity from The Ring,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The Grudge
and
too, right?
Yes,
The
the
little kid
grudge.
is
has
it?
black eyes.
Was it the Grudge or the I want
Well,
to. You
the
know what?
grudge is
I'm
like the
gonna
original, right?
fact
Of the
check
ring.
myself.
I
Is
think
it?
it is the Grudge because I remember him
Yeah, the
having
grudge
black
was
eyes.
like the original.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's the Grudge is yokai. The Ring. No, I think I was way off. Wait, am I way off here? No, The Ring too. The yokai figure is, yeah, in The Ring as well. That's crazy. I mean, so I don't know. I'm getting a little uneasy with this shit, but I did see
Seriously,
that
not
in
gonna shower
some.
tonight.
I know he's gonna shower with his eyes
I'm
open.
just gonna do this. I'm gonna film Uncle Sergio. Yes, I'm gonna film that again for the people that like it. Apparently, people do like it. It's blowing up on YouTube. Um, and I'm just gonna go to sleep. Fuck shower. I'm not. I don't want to have the small potential of my eyes closing, and then a kid is standing in front of me with black eyes. I don't.
They have never been
Um.
reported in the shower, Sergio.
Okay. Fair enough. What if it starts talking to me through the drain though? Like that.
What
That
is
might
it?
happen,
It?
right?
It's not.
It.
For real.
It's not Pennywise.
So, are there any rules, Jesse? Just
Yes.
so that it's like a mini little Uncle Sergio thing here, right? What are the rules to help people be safe with these entities if you're watching this or listening? And for our audience, what are the rules, Jess?
Do not let it in. Do not talk to
Number
it.
one.
Do not give it your name. Do not look at it in the eyes. Like, don't look at the face directly.
Oh my gosh. Oh, does it count looking through the Ring camera into the eyes? Does that count?
I guess we're gonna find out, Sergio.
Oh, shut up. Okay. No.
If your nose starts bleeding or your butt starts bleeding, then we'll know.
Bro, my butt cracks bleed sometimes.
Uh-oh.
Don't wipe so hard.
Get yourself some dude wipes, dude.
So
It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
every time we like talk about this stuff, like it gets scarier when I could connect it to something that's like that I do in my life or that is like
Right.
that I have or like paranormal activity, right? Those doors, like I think everybody has those doors with that design. But like for example, I walk my dog like after 1 a.m. and
Why would you do that?
that's just
You're putting yourself in a vulnerable state.
that's just
Don't
the
do that,
time that I
Oscar.
go and I'm like sometimes I see people outside, I'm like, are they real? Or are they just like I don't know. Bro. So now I'm
What
like
if he's
show up
gonna
to the front door and there's
looking for
fucking
little
kids
kids
there.
and shit when he's walking his dog? Oh my gosh, no. So okay, uh, even if you don't answer them, Jesse, even if you don't like communicate with them, you still say a prayer, right? And
Well, you
or
can do
like
your usual
sage.
things, right? You can burn sage. You can just do things of protection. So, boundary spells,
Right.
protection spells, use your crystals, use just anything that's going to keep negativity away. I mean, if you know you're going to be outside in your car in the woods at 5 in the morning, you can do a spell to protect yourself. Or if you're home alone in the
No.
woods or something, or at a cabin on vacation, like people that go to Big Bear, stuff like that, you can always, do a boundary spell. I feel like you need to do that anyways. There's so much negativity around you always.
Okay, I have a little story that could be connected to this. You just clicked things for me, Jesse, because you said Big Bear. I've been in Big Bear a few times. So there was one particular. I think it was my birthday, if I'm not mistaken. We all went up to Big Bear. Okay, was I drunk? Yes, of course. Did it play a part in what happened next? I don't think so. So we're in this cabin, right? And when me and Ethan go inside this cabin, we feel uneasy already. Okay. Something's off with this cabin, but we try to make light of it and have fun or whatever that we usually do when we go to Big Bear. And I've stayed in a few cabins in that area in Big Bear, California. If you're not familiar with the area, that's what we're talking about. And not until this one place we went to, I felt while I was in our room and everybody's asleep, the lights are off. You could hear shit walking around, outside, upstairs, and I know everyone's asleep. You hear weird noises in that cabin. So this is the second night that I was there. I could hear people talking outside of our window. When I say people, I don't mean adults. I'm saying children. It freaked me out. Okay. At one point, it sounded like the little kid or whatever it was said, "Let me in." I threw on my headphones faster than I could ever think of in my life. I threw on some Limp Biscuits and just listened to hot dog flavored water the rest of the night. Okay. And the chocolate starfish, hot dog flavored water. I listened to that all night, nonstop, because it freaked me out. Now, I don't know if it was black eyed kids because I didn't see anybody, but I did hear kids outside and something with the kid voice said, "Let me in." I never want to stay at that cabin again. And it was a crazy experience. I've never experienced stuff with like little kids or entities or in a sense that it's asking me or it's trying to be aggressive about it. Yeah, I've seen little kids like ghosts or spirits, for sure. But have you guys experienced anything remotely close to what Jesse brought to the table tonight?
I have not, fortunately.
Personally, I have not. I mean, like
No,
you said, I've seen kids, but not like creepy ass kids.
makes sense. Was there anything else to that in your finding, Jesse, about the black eyed kids?
Um, no, just um, that they tied them to different other different urban legends like Slender Man and La Llorona.
Oh, so I
Um,
was okay. I'm not the
but
first person to put it together. Kind of makes me
yeah,
sad, but it's fine. Okay.
but no, I
La
mean, like I
Llorona.
said, there's so much. Like you can. I literally was watching it like all day, different things. I was going down a rabbit hole of black eyed kids.
I mean, it happens, especially for the show where we look into a topic that we want to discuss, and gets a little hairy sometimes when you go down that rabbit hole,
Mhm.
and
Well, especially
it
because I
really
never heard of it before. Not that I never heard of it. I've never. The last time I saw something like that, right, was like the Children of the Damned or something, right? Those weird white kids with like the
right.
black eyes. So it was like very interesting for me to like look up about it and be like, what the hell is this?
Okay. I mean, it's very interesting to look at everything here. But I also did see that the children in some folklore, they're often seen as like messengers or omens or like soul stealers. Omens in the sense that they'll show up. If they show up, something's going to happen. Kind of like how Buddy mentioned he with Angel, whenever Angel shows up, he's there to tell him, something's gonna happen. But I feel like he's a good kid, so it's not remotely close to what Black Eyed Kid is. That's
It could be just like
it,
those people. I mean, in Virginia, the kids showed up waiting for their parents. Once their parents got there, power went out, and then now they're sick.
that's crazy though. So they're like Black Eyed Kids. They're not concentrated in one singular area, right? They're just
No,
everywhere. That's what it sounds like. So they could possibly. I wonder. I'm very curious to know if just speaking about them, if that puts it out into the world, and you're kind of like on their radar now, and you could any one of us could possibly see a Black Eyed Kid.
I feel like that happens with anything that we talk about that's paranormal.
True.
But
I
I mean, maybe you saw something or heard something similar because you were drunk, which made you vulnerable, right? And most of the
right.
people, it's like late at night, so maybe they're tired, maybe they're delusional, maybe those people were already sick. And that's kind of like while they were hallucinating or saw those kids. I mean, you never know.
Honestly, it is crazy. I mean, anybody that's listening or watching, if you have any experiences or stories with Black Eyed Kids, please leave a comment or message us, because this is wild. This is crazy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, anybody that's encountered them probably didn't know that they encountered Black Eyed Kids, the phenomena of Black Eyed Kids, and they're just like, oh, there's just some creepy kids with some shitty Jordans on.
This
Some
little
fake
boy dressed
Jordans,
like a pilgrim outside
like
my house.
like Oscar said. He looks like he's from Little House on the Prairie. I don't get it.
They're like, oh, there
So
must be a play going on at school. It's a
I mean,
theater
it's
production.
yeah. I mean, really think about it though. So I mean, in the age of technology where we are now, we lost Oscar.
Uh-oh.
I wonder when his shit went out. Uh-oh.
His electricity went out because there's a white kid there, see?
His door just his he got a knock at the door already. Liz has already invited him in. Quick little intermission. We had technical difficulties on two fronts, so Buddy had to jump off, and Oscar, he got taken by the Black Eyed Kids. I'm just kidding. He
Possibly.
he has some internet issues, so it's gonna be me and Jesse to finish off the show. And no, the tongues of destiny are not here to protect us from talking about this or the entities. At the end of the day, just I this topic is very scary. Okay. Yeah, after that video we saw, it was a little too much. Because now, I mean, skeptics, if you're going to look at it in a skeptic lens, obviously people would say, oh, well, what if he just, someone he knows did that for him, or he hired someone to do that. So people need to understand as well. Okay. When you're faking things like this, you're still putting yourself on the paranormal radar, meaning whatever entity you're trying to fake into existence for clout or for videos, that entity still knows that you're doing that. So really think of it in this point of view. So if that guy was faking it, regardless, he's on the Black Eyed Kid radar. So it might have happened to him later, or it really did happen to him on that video. Just take it with a grain of salt when I say that. Be careful what it is that you're trying to do out there. That video, we don't condone it, what he was doing whatsoever. I know Jessie doesn't do it. She doesn't condone a lot of things
No.
as far as investigating or anything like that with the paranormal. And even though on our channel we are going to do that, and I'm sure Jessie doesn't want to be a part of it whatsoever. That's more on in the future whenever it is that Ethan comes back from his hiatus break. But what scared? So honestly, Jesse, this is something out of it as well. When in your research, it could have been in your research, or you going down the rabbit hole itself, or even the topics that you discussed and shared with everybody tonight. What scared you? Because you don't get scared often. I know you do get scared, but not often. What really gave you the goosebumps or scared you when you were going through all of this?
I think anything with kids freaks me out. Anything having to do with kids freaks me out. I feel like now, even as a mother, anything having to do with kids freaks me out even more. Because I feel like I'd be vulnerable to that. Like, because I have small kids, like knowing my kids, they'd be like playing with some weird ass kid, and then I turn around, the kid has black eyes. So that, and also that, just like that, it doesn't have like one shape or form. Like it's not, it'd be different. It's like, okay, it does this, it does that, but like it's like everywhere. It's like, and then it makes you sick. So that's really weird too. That's really odd.
Honestly, the black-eyed kids sound very powerful, like powerful beings or powerful, entities. I don't know if a lot of entities could do the things that you're describing. And I want to say, I wouldn't say they rival demons, but I would say they rival probably, the stronger, more, the stronger entities that are out there. If they make you sick and,
and they have usually like a power over you. So what if you, you are trying to, what if in your mind, like you're saying no, but it's like something's making you say yes?
Exactly. Like, so see, that's the paradox with this. So you're not supposed to let it in. You're not supposed to engage with it or anything of that sort. But what if they manipulate you to let it in, or manipulate your state of mind to contact with them, or like that poor lady with the apple pie? Okay. I would love to know what happened to that apple pie, because that's the true crime here, is that
never got eaten. That's like the most sad
no
part.
one ate this apple pie.
I mean,
I know
if
these
my
fucking kids
husband was
didn't
bleeding profusely, I would still eat the pie.
I'd be like, not? I'm just like,
I'd be like, tapate.
Here, just put the tissue close to your nose. I'm gonna have a piece of pie. Okay.
Exactly. Especially if I'm slaving away in the kitchen making the damn apple pie and it's cold outside.
Like fuck those kids. I worked on this shit for an hour. I want to taste my pie.
Yes.
Yeah, this whole thing is unsettling. It's kind of opened a new door for me as far as entities go in the paranormal, because I was very unfamiliar with all of it until we did a lot of research on it, and the parallels with.
But you can't see all that the theories. Face. You can't see the face. Can't. You can't. That's what's weird, right?
I can't. It's like seared in my brain now, especially the one from the video, the one we saw.
Yeah.
That's there. Like I see it. Like it's just like droning on and just focusing and scanning. It was very strange. That guy in that moment must have been terrified, because I would be terrified.
I mean, he went outside.
Yeah, honestly, Jesse, thank you. Yeah, he even went outside. Okay,
he was
got in his car, went to go look some more.
Yeah, no.
He's like, I'm gonna, I'm a Boy Scout, so I'm gonna follow the tracks, see where it went.
I would have done the complete opposite.
Yeah, I would have like just stayed in my house. Obviously said a prayer and waited till the sun came up. I probably wouldn't go to sleep. I'd wait for the sun to come up. But overall, Jesse, great, awesome, awesome topic. This is scare. It gave me goose pimples, as our friends across the pond call it. Definitely, it was a good episode. We did lose our two other halves
Yes.
of the Paranormal Dudes, but we held it together. Me and Jesse got this.
Mhm.
We want to thank everybody, honestly, for the overwhelming support that we've had with the channel on YouTube, as well as on the streaming platforms. We really do thank you guys so much. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work, especially. Actually, let me rephrase that. It is a lot of work, but if you're having fun doing it, which we have a lot of fun doing it, it won't. It's not a lot of work. Intermission again. Oscar was able to jump back on. He fixed his issues. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you, Oscar. So, how do you feel? What's your overall summary or hypothesis, or how you feel about? Because this is a new entity for me, and I'm sure it's new for you. How do you feel about the video we saw and everything Jesse said?
It's really unsettling, like knowing that they're out there and they can just come up to you and times that you just think it's like kind of like what Jesse said, like where you're tired or like it's just times where you're like, I don't know, you're more susceptible to just give in to just whatever
Right.
they're asking because you're kind of like, all right, whatever, like go to the door, open it. But I mean, they just try to take down my Wi-Fi right now, and I told them get the hell out of here. So
Hey, you know what? Casey, if you're watching, I know Ethan's not here and you can't enjoy Ethan getting attacked by something in his room, but I will say this. It's like, you know what? We're going to give it a name. Okay. It's the Paranormal Dudes Ghost. That's what it is. I don't know if this thing travels between our connection through our meeting room where we discuss this or we film, I should say. But it's kind of like whoever's not here, it's just going to move on to the next person. So for a long time, it was Michael. It would terrorize Michael. Michael hasn't been on the show in a while, so it was on Ethan. Now that Ethan's not here, it's looking for someone else to fuck with.
It's not gonna be me.
And it quite possibly. You think it's you?
No, I said it's not gonna be
Jess?
me. Nope.
No, it's not you. I know. I think it messed with Oscar's internet right now.
yeah, my internet never
Yes,
messes up like that.
It never goes down.
that's what I was telling
And
Sergio.
yeah, she said that. And your internet never, in the history of you being on the show, it's never gone down.
No.
At your last place and the new place that you're at now, it's never happened.
Only when I need to call out.
So,
but anyways, that's another story. But yeah, like honestly, I felt a little weird going downstairs right now because I called my wife. She didn't answer on the phone.
Oh, no.
She had it on Do Not Disturb. I couldn't broadcast from my Google device downstairs because obviously there's no connection. All the lights are off. So I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Oh no.
She turns the lights off on purpose, knowing that you're gonna come out and it's gonna be all dark.
So
yeah, she does. She
Yeah.
like, she is not scared of that shit. I'm like, nah, dude. Like, I have a
hell
sleep
no.
timer on my light and everything. Like, I'll fall asleep and then it turns off and I'm good. But yeah,
So when you got down to your router, was it disconnected or it just wasn't? Nothing was
it
happening?
just showed red, but my PC was showing signal. My phone was showing signal, and then when I went down, it was showing no signal. the PC was still showing like the actual like little signal things. So then I checked on the app. That's where I sent you guys a picture. And then all of a sudden my phone has signal again. And I was like, what the heck? Jump back on the app and it's still showing outage. And I'm like, what? Let me go back upstairs. Let me jump on real quick. And that's when it came back. After I like turned everything
A
on.
little creepy. Little creepy.
Yeah, and then
I think the Paranormal Dudes ghost is attaching to
and
you
then
now,
at the same
unfortunately.
moment I get a notification from my front doorbell. Somebody walked by and it just goes ding, and I was like, oh hell no.
No
But it was just a
way,
neighbor, so I
dude.
was like, all right, that's cool.
Oh, okay. That probably freaked you
Yeah,
out when
it
that
did.
happened. It would have freaked me out too. All right. Well, honestly, I was already saying it was a great episode. I wanted to thank Jesse for bringing up the topic, something that was new to pretty much everybody on the pod. And it was a good show. And I hope it was a new experience for all of you that are watching or listening. If it's not something new to you and you have experiences with it, or you want to have a discussion about it, please leave a comment down below for YouTube. We also have comments available on Spotify. If you can't leave a comment or contact where you're listening or watching, go ahead and hop on over to paranormaldudes.com. You can contact us on there now. You don't have to use Instagram. You can if you want. You can DM us on Instagram if you want. But on paranormaldudes.com, we've actually added a section where you could share your experience with us, and it will be on the show. It's under the offering. It'll be your offering to the show. And we're super excited for a little shout out to the website again. And head on over there. We're gonna keep adding some new stuff throughout, the next coming months. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, stay tuned. We got more stuff coming along. Uncle Sergio's kind of blowing up, so we're gonna keep that going as well. Jessie still has plans with her true crime paranormal thing she wants to do. We just got to iron out the details. Overall, we want to thank all of you for the support. We appreciate it. We will catch you guys on the next one. Later, dudes.